Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the GT Sport League. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I couldn't commentate myself, but the race was also cancelled. So luckily enough for the both of us, we haven't missed a single thing. Tonight we are here for rounds 5 and 6 at the Tokyo South Inner Loop, which is the track we see Aaron on now. And then we'll be at the Dragon Tail Seaside. I have commentated on this race before, so I have a little bit of information that I've had since the last time we've been here. But since last week, the tables have changed, so I'll give you a quick rundown whilst we ride on board with FTRL_Junkie Sport. Okay. Right. So, after last week's performance, Frome, who got a first and second place, still sits up top in first place by 6 points ahead of his nearest rival, which is Joe Burns, who had quite a good, I say good, I mean for Joe we're used to seeing him winning in the league, but I suppose with Frome coming in there's much of a bigger challenge for him this time round. And then in third place we have FTRL Blue Flag, and then the other half of Kamikaze Racing is FTRL Pagani. That is the top four for us. In fifth place we have Lee Cole, or just Lee. He got sixth and fifth last week, so he's one of those drivers which is quite consistent with his results. He doesn't tend to get up there on the podium, but he just kind of gets his results and gets the points for his team. Then behind him is Brandon Glover. He finished 10th and 8th last week. And then in 7th, 8th and 9th we have FTRL Panda, Michael C, and in 9th place we have Aaron. And then to finish off the top 10 we have FTRL Bottle finishing up Speed Demon Racing along with Michael C. And then outside of the top 10 we have Donzo, Junkie Sport, Ashini, FTRL Peatman and Dan Robbie. So that is it for the Drivers Championships. We are going to go on to the Constructors Championships now. In first we have Kamikaze Racing on 61 points. That is about 15 points ahead of Jilted Duo. And then in third place we have Hunt Racing with 43 points, so only 3 points behind Jilted Duo. The Expandables with 32 points, 11 points behind their nearest rivals. Speed Demon Racing, it's kind of a joint fifth place with Speed Demon and Team Lexus, both on 17 points. Cool and the Prang, 7 points. And then Pizza Delivery Boys are yet to score any points this season. So, we have about 4 drivers in at the moment. It is early days yet, it is just a bit of practice in this lobby so far. The race doesn't actually start till about 5 minutes past 8. Yeah. Whilst we are here, see if we can get an early interview with any of the drivers that are in at the moment. I'm going to see if Lee Cole wants an interview quickly. Yeah, we'll see if he joins. Not sure whether he's aware that we do interviews on this channel, but let's hope so for our sake. So yeah, I'm alone tonight. I won't be commentating with Rover's Revenge like I did 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, he's preoccupied tonight. So it's just the company of myself, and whether people join the interviews or not. We're on board with Lee Cole now. Nice and gentle, touches barrier a bit, but we'll accept it. Going up this hill or ramp, really going for it. Kissing the barrier. So yeah, whilst we've all got you here, the countdown has begun until FTRL Formula 1 is back. It's just 10 days away from July 15th of Division 1 8 PM. You should all know this by now if you follow us. If you don't follow us, we are a league which branches out with 3 F1 divisions, and we are starting the GT League. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to have 2 divisions yet. At the moment it's just this one, but we are looking to branch out. Following that, the F1 Division 3 has it has been announced, and the grid is, I'm thoroughly sure it's full. If not, it will be like 1 seat remaining, but I'm sure that the admins filled that up. With that comes a quite heavy schedule. So July 15th is Division 1 8 PM. The following day, July 16th, will be Division 2 8 PM same time, and then on the Wednesday will be the first ever Division 3 race on July 17th 8 PM on this channel, and all 3 races will be at Bahrain. So yeah, a lot of people are still getting used to the game, still trying to get used to new braking points and everything. A lot of people still don't have setups, or some people haven't yet bought the game, much to the delight of some drivers. We have some returning drivers like the preheated oven. He's come back. He'll be my teammate as well for Mercedes. We have Blue Scopes, who is always in the chat of the FTRL channel. He is going to be in Division 3 as well. Who else? We got some drivers. LR Signs, big favourite for that. Andrew Horge, a new driver from Denmark, I believe. And he's also a big favourite for it. Lee Cole, near enough 5 tenths ahead of the rest of the grid. He hasn't joined the interview invite, so I'm going to look on to get in Junkie Sport in. There we go. See if he joins. It's pretty much the driver's preference. They don't have to join if they don't want to, but it is nice to get a word with them before they go into the race, because if they have a bad race, tend not to speak to them, just let them cool off and focus on the next race. But if they have a good race, then we do tend to talk to them. So yeah, next week what we have to look forward to is the Alsace Village and Mount Panorama. They will be streamed next Friday, same time, same place. It will be commentated by myself. Can we see Frome extend his gap up top from 6 points to further? He isn't in the lobby yet, but neither is his closest rival Joe Burns. Okay, so Junkie Sport is not gonna join by the looks of it. We're not having a good start. As you can see there, the GT League owner, quali will start at 10 past. So we have 8 minutes left of practice for the boys. Pagani's in a wall. Actually, we'll get him in. We'll get Pagani in. There we go. Right, Pagani has an invite sent. Lee is still up top. by 5 tenths. Donzo is second, third Blue Flag, 1/2 of Kamikaze Racing. Aaron in fifth. Pagani has joined the interview.
I have indeed.
Hi man, I'm okay man, how are you?
Better than I have been.
Yeah, let's just get into it man. You've been struggling with an illness recently. How are you in general?
About 70% of my best, but good enough to race, so hopefully. We are missing a couple of nights, so we've had to put qualifying back to about 10 past.
Yep.
I know one of our drivers is having food now. It came late, so put it back a little bit. We'll wait for Joe to join the lobby, swabble it during the lobby. We've got a reserve coming, so
Will
hopefully it'll make it.
will the championship leader Flying Throne be racing tonight?
Yes.
Um,
He's in the lobby ready.
so you and Simon are currently leading the charge in the constructors. Blue Flag, or Simon, is third, and then you're fourth. Was the plan always constructors?
For me, yes. I don't quite have the outright pace to challenge for wins every week, so I know I'm not going to be there in drivers myself. And I've probably got the best guy for consistency in the grid as a teammate.
Okay. But looking at it, obviously you've been quite close to Frome and Joe over the last couple of races. Who do you see winning it? Or if not, could Simon or Blue Flag come in and take it at the end?
Personally, my money's on From if he can do the full season. I know he had some issues back in the last season.
Mm.
Personally, I don't want to see Joe win a third title.
Okay.
Especially seeing as though he's put F1 to his main priority. So I will do everything possible to make sure he does not win the GT Sport title this season.
Just to clarify, that isn't punting him off by
No,
any means
but
necessary.
but I will beat him in as many races as I physically can.
Okay. Speaking of F1, we are 10 days or 11 days away from Division 2, sorry. Are you confident towards that, or?
It's pretty hard to be confident when you haven't got the game yet.
Yeah.
So I haven't touched it, and I won't touch it until next Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to practice. Where I think most of the guys have had it since day one release, so I'm 2.5, 3 weeks behind everybody else. So personally, the pressure's off me.
Yeah, I suppose. But
So
I'm going to wish you the very best of luck tonight, especially for yourself and Kamikaze Racing.
cheers. I'm just trying to make it to the end, and any points are good points. So
Yeah, and I hope you start to feel better as well. That's from myself and FTRL in general.
cheers, man.
Take care, man.
Catch you in a bit.
Right, in the midst of all the interviewing with Pagani, we have a FTRL underscore Junkie Sport who's joined the interview as well. How you doing, man? I'm good, yeah. How are these two tracks for you? First of all, the Tokyo South Inner Loop. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Dragon Tail. Yeah. Dragon Trail, sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's looking good for that prediction for yourself. But you are second in something. The constructors with yourself and Flying Throne. But you are part of the team, so yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Well, it's like Pagani just said, any points are good points. So, especially for constructors. That's a pretty good agreement. Um, Spoke to Pagani briefly about F1. So, it is 12 days until. Is it 12 days? Yeah, 12 days till Division 3, first ever race of Division 3. Um, yeah. How are you finding the new game, and are you looking forward to the new season, or? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. So. Mhm. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, I'd better let you go and qualify. I've kept you here for quite a bit. I wish you the very best of luck. Well, if you do qualify at the back, you'll be pole on the second race. So, yeah. I mean, you say that like it's a bad thing, but... yeah. Yeah. Well, I wish you the very best of luck tonight. And I hope you have a brilliant 2 races. That's all we can hope for. Take care, man. That was our kind of best livery maker in all of FTRL. It's got to be said, he makes some fantastic liveries in GT Sport. We're looking at one right now on Frome as we ride on board. Him and Joe Burns neck and neck on their qualifying run. So Joe will be looking for his slipstream, I think. Pagani's not too far away from the two. But they don't want to be too close in case one makes a mistake. Well, if Frome makes a mistake and Joe's just going to run straight into that. More importantly, we don't want any of them to make a mistake. So they all kind of file in order. Michael has yet to leave the pit lane. Say that and he's just left. But let's ride on board with Frome. Championship leader, 6 points ahead of Joe Burns, who is right behind him. I wish we kind of had these camera angles for the race, but unfortunately we don't. So we'll ride on board with Frome. We'll just look behind. And Joe Burns is so close. He goes for a wider exit, dives into the pit lane. And he was on the softs. So what is Frome going to do? Yeah, we'll look on Pagani as well. Closely being followed by Lee Cole. And Donzo is not too far away. Joe Burns was quickly in and out of the pits. So maybe he changed tyres, maybe he put some more fuel in, we don't know. But Frome is well underway with his lap now. So you can just hear the tyres screaming as they edge closer towards the barrier. Pagani with a 1:46.7. Blue flag then beats it with a 1:46.2. So the Kamikaze boys looking very sharp. Junkie Sport with, I'm gonna say, a 1:47.5. So bit off the pace as we can see, but he's in the middle at the moment. He's ahead of a couple of the boys. Joe Burns is bound to improve. So we're looking at about a 1:46, a 1:45, a very high 1:45 as well. Now into this hairpin. Takes it well, not too close to the barrier. Currently at the bottom of the grid. Now we're going to go into this kind of chicane area. flat out really. Got to ease off just so you don't hit the barriers and lose a lot of time. There we go. Oh, he drifts a bit, he slides. And he's just going to come up to the line for 1:47.2. So he's a bit off the pace there. That slide won't have helped whatsoever. Blue flag coming to the end of his lap. Can he improve on his time? He can. A 1:45.5. So 7/10 quicker. Wow. Who is close to finishing their lap? We'll ride on board with Junkie Sport. He's coming up to the line. Currently 2 seconds off the pace. He improves by 2/10. Michael C is going to be the closest to finishing his lap as well. He takes that really inside. He's not going to get as good of a run up to this ramp as the other boys did. He gets the best sector by 0.08 of a second. He's flat out through here. Tyres are screaming on his car. Slides like Joe did. That's not going to help. Also scratches the barrier. And he won't get pole here. But he was 5/10 down due to that. Okay. So. Frome about to finish his lap. Through this fast chicane once more. Can he improve? He doesn't slide, he hits the barrier. Up to the line now. He takes second by 1/10. Pagani up to the line. Bit off the pace, maybe a mistake. Donzo in 4th place. Very good drive from him so far. About to finish his lap. He won't improve though. Joe Burns has just started a lap. Junkie Sport betters his time quite a bit. Flat out through here. He did say he was struggling with this game a bit, but when you're playing F1 all week, it isn't going to be easy to just come back onto this game. Up to the line. He goes above Joe, improves by 2.5 So who is next to? Michael C in his Liverpool shaded car. Also with the Liverpool Echo on the front of the car as well. He's currently 50 thousandths off his best time for that sector. He can gain a lot of time if he doesn't hit the barrier here. He does, he scratches it, he continues to scratch it. It's about 1.5 seconds off the pace. He'll come up to the line. He won't improve. Frome, about to finish his lap. I love riding on board with people going through here. Look at his spoiler. He brakes a lot more. Doesn't touch the barrier. Can he get pole up to the line? Oh, he's just shy. 1/10. Wow. Pagani goes second. Oh no, he doesn't. Frome just goes into the pits, I believe. Donzo about to finish his lap. Joe Burns goes to third. So there you have it. Simon looking to finish his lap now as well. Oh, he gets a really good exit there. Doing what all the other boys can't. There's the FTRL badge on his bonnet. Up to the line. Still 5/10 off. Wow. Junkie Sport's not had a good lap. It is his out lap though, so we'll give him that. Michael C goes very slowly around that hairpin. Ashini has just joined the lobby as well. It's got a very nice livery. Joe Burns pulls over. Michael C looking good to beat his best around this track so far. Doesn't... Oh, he touches the barrier briefly. Can he improve? He does. He goes 6th, ahead of Donzo. Okay, so looking at it, it's going to be Donzo finishing a lap and then Pagani. In fact, we can look at Donzo and we can look at Pagani at the same time. Going through this fast chicane. The scenery of skyscrapers in the background. Pagani's gained a lot on Donzo. Donzo doesn't improve. Pagani does. He gets pole with a 1:45.3. Wow. Here comes blue flag though. Can he answer back to his teammate? 1:42, 1:43. And he does it with a 1:45 dead. Wow. Frome improves. Joe Burns just not driving apparently. Junkie Sport could be looking to improve his time here. And he does. He goes 4th. Very good lap from Junkie Sport. See what Ashini can do. Or Ashini. I've been reading that awfully. Wow. Can Pagani answer back to his teammate? It would be the best thing ever for your team to be front 2 at the moment. Two tenths up Pagani. He's 3 tenths behind Simon's time. Or blue flag, sorry. His tyres scream as he hits the barrier. Donzo's behind him as well. Not an improvement. Donzo also doesn't improve on his position anyway. Junkie Sport going through very quickly. See what he can do. Gets a really good exit out of that corner. Here he comes. Can he improve on his time? He can. Wow. He's only 4 tenths off pole. Look at him go. If I wasn't wrong in saying, Joe Burns isn't driving. Was it Frome? He's got 3 cars parked up. Stay on board with Michael C, who is about to come up to the line. Doesn't touch the barrier. So, there's the announcement. Just waiting for Aaron. So these will be the last laps of qualifying. Junkie Sport is currently in 3rd place due to Pagani pitting. But he's actually 4th. So here we go. So that's why Simon was ghosted. He was sending out that message to the drivers. Donzo coming up to the line. I don't know if he's going to improve. Coming up. And he won't. He's a second off his own time. A shiny Swablu hits the barrier. Can he improve on his time at least? 30-second warning for the drivers. So Aaron hasn't got time to do a lap by the looks of it. Junkie Sport quite a bit off his pace there. Joe Burns doesn't look like he's going to be setting a time. Or a time of pace anyway. He's 7th at the moment. Now if you are enjoying this stream at the moment, please leave a like. Helps us out more than you think, and it helps us especially with the GC Sport League and seeing how successful it's doing and seeing if people like it. If you are enjoying this stream and you're enjoying the differentiation in racing, please leave a like on this video. But Junkie Sport following Pagani round. Aaron's going to take quite an inside line into that hairpin. So Aaron won't get a time in, unfortunately, but he will have the benefit of starting on pole in a Dragon Trail Seaside. There's your grid. Blue Flag, Pagani, Frome, Junkie Sport, Lee Cole, Michael C, Joe Burns, Donzo, a shiny Swablu, and Aaron at the back. Both Kamikaze boys on the front row. See what they can do. Oh, Simon doesn't get a really good start there. Pagani's got a good start. Coming into it, Pagani is leading the race. Simon holding on to second place. Lee Cole up to third. Junkie Sport fourth. He's held on to it. Frome is down into fifth. Not sure what's happened to him there. Aaron's up to ninth. Aaron's up to eighth now. He's gone past Joe Burns. And Blue Flag. Bit of a dive on his teammate, which lets Lee Cole go first. And Pagani spins. Flying Frome back up to second. Junkie Sport, he's in third. The Kamikaze boys have not had a good time there. They're down into 9th and 10th. Lee Cole leading this race, followed by the championship leader Flying Frome, and then his teammate Junkie Sport in 3rd place. Donzo up quite a few positions in 4th place. Michael C 5th. A shiny Swablu up to 6th, following a poor start from him. Joe Burns got past Aaron in the midst of all that, and Aaron is being closely followed by Pagani. Carnage at the start. Aaron's going to try and defend this 7th place as much as he can. He has got a penalty of 1.1 seconds now, but Pagani, like he said in our interview, he's going to do everything he physically can to stop Joe from getting a better position than him, just to help the championship. He doesn't want Joe to win this 3rd title. Lee Cole still leading this race. He's been followed like a... he's like... Frome is like the shadow of Lee at the moment. He's following him. Junkie Sport has fallen down to 5th. A shiny Swablu is up to 4th, following his quote-unquote no practice whatsoever. Donzo up into 3rd. He's having a really good race with a 2.7 penalty. But Junkie Sport, he's got a penalty. He's got that down really quickly, and I think that's why he has let a few positions go. Blue Flag is quite a bit behind the pack, it's got to be said. He won't be happy. He's 10 seconds behind. So the Kamikaze boys went from having a brilliant qualifying to what can only be described as an awful start. Aaron up into 7th, really defending this now from Pagani, and Donzo has fallen all the way back from 3rd. I'm not sure what's happened to him there, but there is so much action in the opening 3 minutes of this race. A shiny Swablu up into 3rd. Lee Cole was overtaken by Flying Frome. They're still going neck and neck, but because it's such a tight circuit, it's a street circuit, so there isn't much room for overtaking. But here comes Lee up the inside of Frome. He'll take the lead going into the hairpin. Can he hold on to this? He holds the inside line very well, and he holds the overtake. Brilliant move from Lee Cole to take the lead. A shiny Swablu closely following this. He's kind of in a gap between himself, well, Frome himself, and then Michael C, who is really being followed by Junkie Sport, and Joe Burns is also following him. He's kind of left Aaron, because Aaron is currently battling with Pagani as much as he can. Aaron hits the wall. He's trying to follow Pagani as much, well, he's trying to lead Pagani away from him as much as he can. Pagani's going to get a lot of slipstream here. Can he get this overtake, or is he going to stay behind? He does stay behind. Oh, and he goes for a switchback. And he does it, he's held it. Brilliant move from Pagani. Frome and Lee still battling. Junkie Sport gets past Michael C as well. But just want to keep an eye on this battle for the lead, because Frome got a first and a second last week. So he will be looking at getting another first this week and pushing on with his title hopes. Michael C looking to hold off Joe Burns as much as he can. 2 attempts now. Joe is just catching as much as possible. Both Liverpool fans, is worth saying. So he will appreciate Michael C's livery. And he's going to try it around the outside. He looks for it. Joe Burns is going to look through the outside going into the hairpin. Now he's going to go for the inside. Oh, and he dives quite a bit. And he doesn't get that. In fact, he nearly dived Junkie Sport there, who looks a bit rattled by that. But Frome has briefly got past Lee again. They're still battling. Lee has proved me wrong from my earlier words of saying that he doesn't fight for podiums or anything. But he's proved me wrong here. And he's fallen off quite a bit. 9 attempts from Frome now. And we are only 5.5 minutes into this endurance race, with all that action as well. Wow. Here comes Junkie Sport, leading what is a little train. Joe's kind of fallen off a bit from Michael C. Pagani's found himself up in 7th, hunting down Joe Burns. Aaron, following Pagani briefly, as overtaken on the last lap. Blue flag has caught up to Donzo. He's got quite a big gap down recently. Donzo also has that penalty as well, which at the moment is standing at 1.9 seconds worth of time. Lee Cole in a gap of about 1.5 seconds between himself, Frome and Swablu. Junkie Sport. Here comes Joe Burns round the outside. We briefly caught that. Can he hold on to it? Because Michael C is going to get slipstream coming up to this hairpin. Michael C looking for it. And whilst these two battle, you can see Pagani just coming into the background there. Michael C is going to have the inside line. Joe Burns goes from a really, really outside perspective. And he does get a little bit of a slide on the curb, which lets Michael C come through. But more importantly, it's let Pagani catch right up to him. So Junkie Sport kind of leading this little train now. So Aaron's not too far away from Pagani now, but Joe Burns on Michael C again. Joe Burns is passed. Is he going to hold it though? Now we're on a straight. Slipstream plays a major part here. Michael C, what can he do? That's a great camera shot as they come through. Michael C, he's got a really good run, and he'll take 5th just by the front of his car. And they're very trusting of each other. Little bit of a tap, but it is respectful driving from the two. Joe Burns going to get a much better exit into this. But the best exit from that corner was probably Pagani, as he's side by side, but pulls off, so there isn't a collision. And Junkie Sport has caught right up to Swablu. We could be looking at Junkie Sport's first podium of the season here. But look at that. Frome, like Raver's Revenge said a couple of weeks ago, once Frome is in that first place, he does tend to just drive off. He just gets this pace, which we see in qualifying briefly. But when it comes to the race, we just see a different level of pace from him. 3.5 seconds ahead of Lee now. He's 2.2 seconds ahead of Junkie Sport, who actually did get past Swablu, which unfortunately we missed. But we do see that he's there. Pagani has got past Michael C. Well, not Michael C. Yeah, he got past Michael C. I'm not sure what happens to Joe Burns. May have disconnected. May have gone into... I think he has disconnected, actually. Not sure what's happened there. Looking forward now, Michael C's being chased down by Aaron as he's got a 2.4 second penalty to his name. But Aaron's going to look round the outside this time. Michael C opting for the inside line. Aaron's going to go for a switchback. Can he nail this? He's going to get a really good run, and he does. He nails the switchback. It's a brilliant move from him. Junkie Sport's fallen down from third, down to fifth. And Swablu takes his third position back. However, he's being chased down by Pagani, who I assume will be quite frustrated. And when Pagani's frustrated, he does tend to drive quicker, same as his teammate. 5.8 seconds now from Frome. It's outstanding gap, which has been built on the space of 1.5 laps. Lee Cole currently being chased down by Swablu. But Aaron just hitting the barrier there, being chased down. Junkie Sport pits. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. He hasn't got a lot of fuel, so we won't have to fill up that much. But it is a lot earlier than the expected time. 19 minutes. You'd expect them all to be coming in about 5 minutes time. But Junkie Sport has said, no, I'm going to try and get an undercut on everyone. But Pagani hunting down Swablu now. Gets a much better run, and he takes third briefly. Can Swablu defend from it? Got the inside line, Pagani. And Swablu touches a bit of the barrier there. Aaron's got a 0.1 second penalty. Blue flag. Not that far away from Michael now, and especially with Michael having a penalty, he's going to have to be a lot slower into the corners, whereas blue flag is a free man. He won't have to do any of such thing. Flying Frome with a 6.3 second lead. This is outstanding work from the championship leader. Lee Cole in second place, Pagani in third. He's got a 1.1 second gap to Swablu already. Swablu in fourth, 1.8 seconds ahead of Aaron, who is pushing like crazy. Who has now built a 1 second gap over Michael C, who has got that penalty down by 9/10. Blue flag in seventh, really pushing. He'll feel quite annoyed with himself following the incident on lap 1. But with blue flag, when he's a bit frustrated, he will drive a lot quicker. Donzo in 8th. He had a really good start. He had a quite poor qualifying, and he found himself up into about 3rd place. Now finds himself into 8th place. But with Donzo, he doesn't give up on races. He does tend to stay there and do his best. Swablu's in the pits. Junkie Sport in 9th following his pit stop. And as far as I know, Joe Burns is in 10th and disconnected as far as I can tell. In the midst of that, there are gaps that have been growing. There isn't many gaps which have closed. Frome's gap between himself and Lee has grown. Aaron's gap between Michael has grown, and Pagani's gap between himself and Aaron has grown as well. But Swablu actually got out ahead of Junkie Sport. Whether or not Junkie Sport put a lot more fuel in, I'm not sure, but was the undercut the right decision after having such a good race as well? 8/10 now. Michael's kind of pushing back to get to Aaron. as we look through the grid, the closest battle is Michael C and Blue Flag as far as I can tell. But there is going to be a little train here. Blue Flag is gained massively. I think Michael's trying to get rid of his penalty. Michael C dives into the pits, as does Aaron. So, let's see who gets out of the pits first. Michael has 1% more fuel than his rival on the track at the moment. Donzo up into 5th briefly. Can Simon have a really good outlap here? Well, in-lap, sorry. And just get a gap on Aaron and Michael. He could do with that at the moment. Pagani closing the gap on Lee Cole. It's got to be said that gap was 2.8 seconds just 20 seconds ago. So Pagani is pushing. As is Frome, he's improved his difference between himself and Lee Cole by 6/10. He's really pushing. But he's also asserting his dominance. I mean, because Joe Burns has disconnected, he's going to get a gap. He's going to get an advantage on Joe unless Joe wins the race, next race, and he doesn't get any points whatsoever. But Donzo, there we go. Aaron ahead of Michael C by about 1.5 seconds. So he's doubled his advantage to Michael, and Junkie Sport is in his way. So Junkie Sport's undercut has kind of worked, but he was a lot further away from Aaron than he was on track before his pit stop. So the only thing I can suggest is that he put a lot more fuel in than the other drivers. It's the only thing I can really see happening, and that's why the undercut hasn't worked. The race leaders are in. Frome is in. Pagani's in. Look at the difference in fuel. Pagani's got the least. Blue Flag's also in. Who's going to come out first? And Frome's out. All the other drivers are staying in at the moment. Where's Junkie Sport? Where's he going to come? So he's just at the hairpin. Is he going to get ahead of them? Here we go, Junkie Sport. Grid's all a bit messed up at the moment. There we go. So he's ahead of Aaron, Blue Flag, and closely behind Pagani. So I'd say the undercut's worked in a kind of way. He hasn't lost much time. He's kind of gained a lot of time. But because of the in-laps from Aaron, Blue Flag and Michael, there isn't much of a difference in time. It's worth noting as well, Blue Flag did jump Michael C in the pits as he was behind him by about 8/10. Swablu, who I don't believe pitted, or I think he did, I'm not sure. He's in second place. He's 3 seconds ahead of Swablu. Pagani's really pushing towards the lead now, but he's also being followed closely by Junkie Sport, who is he's just under a second behind him. Blue Flag looked at it on Aaron, but there has been some really close racing tonight, and Frome's gap hasn't really been dented. He's lost about a seventh of his time from the pit stop, which isn't really a lot for that. Whilst the other drivers battle behind, he's going to gain a lot of time. And look at that, he's just got it back up to 7.2 seconds. It's worth getting him in for an interview after this race, following everything goes well. 12 minutes left of this endurance race. Swablu second with a penalty. Lee Cole's really pushing. Pagani getting that gap down. Junkie Sport slides. He slides really heavily and he comes back on track quite dangerously. Can Aaron get that move done around the outside? Yes, he does. It's a really good move, and Blue Flag is going to look for that move as well. He's going to look for a better exit. Junkie Sport all over the back of Aaron now. It's such close racing. Aaron slides through that corner. Doesn't touch the barrier. Look at that train now, led by Aaron. It leads from Aaron, Junkie Sport, Blue Flag, Michael C, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Pagani is slowly edging away whilst these four battle for 5th place. Simon's going to get a much better exit, I think. Look how close this is. Aaron edges away a little bit, gets a much better run down this hill, but also worth battling. Lee goes up the inside of Swablu. It's a really good overtake. And Pagani. Look at that. Aaron battling with Junkie and they touch. Junkie spins, Aaron gets clipped and into the wall. Michael C takes 5th, blue flag in 6th. There isn't a lot of loss in time for Aaron. He can definitely make that back up. Junkie Sport gets a 5-second penalty for that collision. But looking at this, Swablu is in 4th place. Not sure whether or not he has pit. If he has, he hasn't really benefited from it at all, as he's already lost 2 seconds. Here comes Pagani now on Lee. Not looking too dangerously. They both have good results here. Pagani looking up the inside. Can he get a decent run? Lee's going to sit in front of him at the moment. Here we go. They are literally nip and tuck going up into this fast chicane. Pagani 3rd place. Lee Cole looking at trying to defend his 2nd place. Here we go. It's brilliantly clean driving from the two of them. Pagani clips the barrier. He's going to lose a lot of time on him there. And he doubles. It literally doubles the gap between himself and Lee. 11 seconds from Frome to Lee. That is outstanding from the championship leader at the moment. Blue flag has really benefited from that collision. Junkie Sport has got rid of 8/10 of his penalty. Aaron has also got a 1.4 second penalty, which he's trying his best to get rid of, but also chase down blue flag. Worth note as well, Aaron did get past Michael C following the battles between Pagani and Lee Cole. Did miss that due to the battle. Donzo currently in 9th place, trying his best to get back up to Junkie Sport. But here we go. Pagani needs a real big push now and try and get this gap down onto Lee and get a 2nd place. Swablu has been caught up by blue flag. I think blue flag might have the outside line here, and he does. He's got that move done brilliantly into the tunnel. But Aaron is also going to look for that 5th place from Swablu, who I don't think has pit. I can't see any reason why he'd be going this. He had such good pace in the first stint, and Aaron is gaining massively. And he does pit. He finally pits. Yeah, Swablu. He was on the super softs as well, so I'm not sure what he can do in the last 8 minutes. I'm not sure whether he's going to catch people up or not. But Aaron in 5th place, 7/10 penalty at the moment. Junkie Sport has got his penalty down by 1.6 seconds. Let's have a look at this battle between Pagani and Lee. 3/10 now. Lee Cole sets his best lap of the race, which is a 1:46.1. Here we go. Lee kind of slides out of there. Pagani gaining ever so slightly. Pagani's going to look up the inside. He'd have thought about it. Here we go. Around the outside. Can Pagani do it? He's got a brake later. He does. They're so close to touching. Lee's going to have the inside for this. There's a little bit of a barge. But overall, it's got to be said, it was really clean driving. They both trusted each other. And Lee holds on to his position really well. Aaron gets his penalty down by a second. He's chasing down blue flag. He's gaining more time on blue flag and spreading the difference to himself and Michael C. Other than that, there isn't many battles going on. Swablu does come out. He hasn't got a lot of time to close these gaps down, but let's see how that works out. The gap now, Pagani does get past Lee Cole, sorry. Pagani doesn't get he goes for the wider approach to the corner. He's so close to hitting the barrier there. Lee Cole's going to get a lot of slipstream through this fast chicane. Here we go. Lee Cole looking for like a kind of wider approach into the corner to get a better run in, but Pagani's just sticking close to the barrier, sticking onto the racing line, and you can see it's worked. He's already gained 8 seconds. He does hit the barrier. 8 seconds, 8/10, sorry. He does clip the barrier, so we will lose a bit of time, but that gap is going back up to 8 tenths. You can see in the background there's a lurking blue flag just behind, closely followed by Aaron and then Michael C as well. Frome in the lead of this race without any question whatsoever, 13.6 seconds, and that gap is just improving every lap, it's got to be said. But Pagani 8 tenths ahead of his nearest rival Lee Cole. Blue flag 4 tenths. 4 tenths. He's 4th place. I literally can't think and speak at the same time tonight. I'm trying to speak as quick as I can, but also speak before I think as well. Aaron got rid of his penalty now, so he can purely focus on hunting down Simon for that 4th place. It's got to be said, Aaron's really transferred his pace from Formula 1 onto this game. Following his first season, he was very, very... There's like a bigger difference in pace. But Michael C, this will be the closest battle on track at the moment. Michael C's gaining 5 tenths now, as we're on board with Aaron going into this hairpin. Michael C's gaining such a lot of time. Does he touch him? He does. He touches him a little bit, and Aaron slides. And Aaron will get a much better exit, and he'll gain a lot. He literally doubles the advantage he had on Michael C before the hairpin. Pagani gets a 1.4 second gap on Lee Cole, going into the final 4.5 seconds of this endurance race. It has been a very, very good race, it has to be said. Blue flag sets the best sector he has. I think that was the best lap, sorry. A 1:44.7, which is an outstanding lap, and you can see how much he's pushing. He's just clipped the barrier. 1.9 seconds now behind Lee Cole. He's really looking for vengeance following that incident on the first lap, and he really has drove really well to come back to where he is. Aaron really just sitting there now in a gap between Michael C and Blue Flag. He's not really challenged. Michael C does gain a lot of time during a straight, but Aaron does get the time back into like the chicane areas. Michael C 5.6 seconds now, ahead of Junkie Sport, who's really trying to get rid of that penalty, but he's also being hunted down by Donzo, who had a really good start like I mentioned earlier, and will be looking to get this position. He's done really well so far to just keep in this race and look for an overtake, which he might well get. He is really gaining time on Junkie Sport now. I'm not sure if Junkie Sport's head's dropped at all following the incident, but there's not much he can do about it now. 14.1 seconds ahead of the pack now from. He's doing really, really well. But looking at that, Lee is slowly being caught by Blue Flag. Junkie Sport pits. That might have been the problem. He is running out of fuel, and he will be dead last at the moment. So there isn't much of a battle there now. The closest battle is at the moment Lee Cole and Blue Flag, but I can see this battle gonna heat up between Lee Cole and Simon, or Blue Flag, sorry. 2.5 minutes left. Pagani's kind of let off a bit of he's kind of let a bit of pace go, and Lee's kind of caught up to him now. Nonetheless, this will be a really good finish for Kamikaze Racing, a 2nd and a 4th. There isn't really a team which has done better than that at the moment, so good points for the team again. Bear with me, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, it's gone. Frome is going to pick up maximum points that he can for his team, but with Junkie Sport in 9th, there won't be as much as an improvement on the constructors as Kamikaze Racing will. Oh, welcome back, Blue Scopes, as well. You're back. Michael C. Yeah, the gaps aren't really closing down as much now. Well, I say that, but Blue Flag gained about 4 tenths on Lee. in that corner. So I think this gap could really heat up. This will be the last lap. Just looking into it now. Pagani hits the barrier there. Oh, and Lee has slowed down quite a bit. And Simon, or Blue Flag, is gaining very heavily. 2/10. He's just gained on that straight. And he's now into under a second the gap. Oh, and the gap goes back up. Wow. A second between Aaron and Michael C. This battle can definitely go towards the end. So everyone will be on their final lap of this race. Lee Cole, he'll be looking for his... I'm going to quickly check before I get it wrong. Yeah, this will be Lee's first podium of the season if he does hold on to this. Oh, there we go. Donzo and Swablu. Can Donzo defend this? It's up to 7th. This is the final lap. We'll just ride on board with Frome, who's going to go through this fast chicane. Outstanding is the word I'm going to use for his drive at the moment. 15 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. It's been an outstanding drive and he's been magnificent, and he will take the win in the Tokyo South Inner Loop. Congratulations to Frome. Pagani coming up to the line, he'll finish in 2nd place, and Lee is going to pick up his first podium in the GT League. He's going to be very happy with that. Blue Flag up to the line for 4th. Michael C did get past Aaron, and I don't think Aaron's actually going to be able to improve that. Michael C finishes 5th, Aaron 6th. Donzo looking to hold on to this from Swablu. Just up to the line. Oh, it's so close. 70 thousandths between the two. And Junkie Sport slowly up to the line. He's not going to be happy with that. He had such a good start to that race as well. Bit unfortunate for him, but he's just got to keep his head up following that. He's weaving towards the line. And now we will go to the Dragon Trail Seaside for the final race of tonight. I'd just like to reiterate that we are just 10 days away from the F1 FTRL League once more. Division 1, 8 PM, 15th of July. You don't want to miss it. The new game, F1 2019, was released a week or so ago now. And a lot of work from the admins has gone into this and making it as best as they can, following the upgrading rules, following just overall a better league for the drivers to feel more comfortable in and just enjoy racing a bit more. There is a stewarding team, which I am a part of. There's a couple more drivers who are a part of the stewarding team. There'll be designated commentators for each league, or each division, sorry. So people from Division 2 and 3 will commentate on Division 1, and then Division 2, people from Division 1 and 3 will commentate. You get the idea. If they're not racing on the night, then people can commentate on that race. What's more is we're just looking at, I believe we have 1 seat left for the F3 division. That is Wednesday nights at 8 PM, which will be starting on the 17th of July. It will be in Bahrain, so if you're any good at Bahrain and you feel like you want to give league racing a go, be sure to either message the FTRL Twitter page or FTRL_Aaron on Twitter. Get in touch. We'll have a look and see if we can fit you in. Obviously, if there's more than one person that does come for that, then you will be a reserve, meaning if someone can't drive on the night, we'll give you a message and see if you can drive, which you will then be added to the table as a reserve driver, but you'll also be able to improve on your points if there's other people not driving. So yeah, looking at that, Flying Throne also improves on his championship bid at the moment. He's looking very, very racy with 15 seconds ahead of the rest of the grid. There's not much else that can be asked of him, really. Junkie Sports says that the reason why his team is second is because of Flying Throne. But I don't think there's much of a... I don't think there's a level of kind of arrogance from Throne. He will just say, look, I'm doing my best, and I think Junkie Sports is doing his best as well. We're going to try our best and get a couple of people in for this race. Well, these race interviews anyway. Just see how it went for the other boys. I'm going to invite Blue Flag. I'm going to try and get Throne in. And I'll probably get Michael C in as well. Right. So I have invited 3 people to join the interview, and whilst we are waiting, we will have a look at the boys practicing here in the Dragon Trail Seaside. And there we have it. One person has joined. Welcome, Simon.
Evening.
Just talk us through that race, really. On lap 1, we saw a bit of an incident. And then throughout the race, it looked like he was kind of frustrated and he was just continuously pushing throughout it.
Yeah, I seem to drive better when I'm angry, start to do something to wind myself up.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, I just got massively caught out by the slipstream effect off Pagani. I just had too much speed, hit me normal braking point and went too deep. Took Pagani with me, and as I tried to get the car corrected and straightened up, I gave it a boot full of throttle and ended up looking the way I'd come from, so that was that. But yeah, just push from there on, had nothing to lose then.
At that point she was gaining on Lee, looking for the final podium position. You kind of disappointed you got it, but kind of happy at the same time, as that was Lee's first podium in GT.
Yeah, I'm happy for Lee that he's got his first podium, but yeah, at the same time, I thought I could have had him. Yeah, got attacked by a cat on the second to last lap and tagged the wall, and then on the last lap, as I came round the hairpin, I realised I had no fuel left.
Oh.
So yeah, that put pay to that effort, but nah, as a recovery drive goes, P4 can't really grumble. But yeah, well done to the guys that finished on the podium.
Just the final question, I'm not going to keep you for too long. You're going to be starting from the back row with Pagani, following a really good qualifying session last race. How are you going to go about this race now, starting from the back?
Just try and take the opportunities as they come and try and push through to the front as early as possible.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck going into this race. Hopefully there isn't any more incidents tonight.
Yeah, hopefully I've got them all out of the way.
Hope so, man. Take care.
Take care.
So that was Blue Flag, who finished P4 in that race. We'll go to Michael C, as he joined in that order. How you doing, Michael?
Not bad. How you doing, Zan?
I'm alright, man. 5th place. I didn't actually catch the overtake from 6th place to 5th, overtaking Aaron. If you want to talk us through that for the people that missed it.
Yeah, through the into the final sector where you've got the very high speed left, right, left.
Yeah.
In the middle of that, on the exit of the first part, Aaron just completely had a big thunk into the wall before the final corner. So there was a gap around, well, there was space to go around the outside, so I just jumped at it. I managed to get him around the outside for the final corner. Then luckily I took P5. I was about 9 tenths behind him when that happened, so I got really lucky.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be said, you was very... What's the word I'm looking for? You kind of jumped on that moment as it happened, but throughout the race, you was kind of... you was always close to people, there was always close people to you. It seemed like a whole 30 minutes of battling for you. Overall, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, earlier on into the race, going into that hairpin, Joe, I think it was Joe, he decided to say hello to the rear ends of the back of my car. He just broke a bit too late, and then that sent me very deep into the corner. I lost about a couple of seconds off that, so I think I could have, if I wouldn't have been stuck behind Anna for so long, I might have been able to try and challenge for a maybe P4. But
Yeah.
it was definitely a tough race. It was fun being in a close area with a bunch of other drivers, because it just gets boring when you just go on time trial and just sitting on your own. So it was good being with some of the lads, having a few battles every now and again, spiced it up a bit.
I must say, I don't really agree with your livery. Obviously, being an Everton fan, but I don't really have to ask what was the thought process behind it. I mean, you're from there, obviously by your accent. I assume you support them.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not much of a football fan. I don't watch it, but I'm slightly patriotic to Liverpool, so I thought it's my home. I might as well do a livery for it. So it took me a little while to figure out what livery to do, but I'm really happy with it. It's a nice car.
Just a final question. Obviously, you finished above Aaron, who's also above you in the championship. Panda's not here tonight, so you will be just gaining points. What is kind of your objectives for the new season?
Well, I do want to score as many points as I can over the season, but mainly I'm just here to drive and have fun. I don't put too much thought in it. I turn up on the night and try and have as much fun on track with the lads as I can, so it's not entirely about the points, but obviously I want some good points, but the battles are more important to me.
Alright man, well I hope you have as good as a race as you just had, full of battling, and take care man.
Well, thank you, take care.
Flying Throne, what a race you just had.
Cheers.
15 seconds.
I think I was flattered a bit. I think what happened in turn 2, I think it was, turn 3 and lap 1, it put Blue Flag and Pagani out of position, so obviously the race we made. I had a good battle with Lee for the first few laps, but I think it'd have been a lot closer if those two guys were, not taken out. I don't know what happened actually. Were they taken out or crashed into each other?
From the perspective, and obviously it's going to be on YouTube's perspective as well, Simon just kind of gained a lot of slipstream and just wasn't able to brake, following the momentum he had.
Well, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It helped me out massively.
It was mentioned last week by Ravers, and it's proving to be true once more. When you get into first place, you just seem to just drive away. Is there something that happens, or...?
No, I just think this game, compared to others like F1 and things like that, if you can lose a lot of time when you're battling with other people, so I think it's important if you can just try to, position yourself well in the first couple of laps, try to get first or second, then the guys in third, fourth and fifth, they can lose like 2 seconds a lap trying to overtake each other, so because it's kind of flattering really when you're 15 seconds in front, but it's not like I'm 15 seconds faster, it's just everyone's losing time with each other.
I mean, looking into that race, you obviously finished above Joe. I'm not sure what happened to him, whether he disconnected or left the room or anything like that, but that's a massive point gap now on him. You were 6 points ahead of him, going into this race.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be here for this race. So it's going to be, if you do finish this race, it's going to be a massive point haul for you. So is obviously your target for this season to win the title?
Yeah, well, last season it was going quite well, but myself and Joe were having a really good battle all season long, really. But I had to miss a couple of races, and once you've missed one or two, it's just, it's like impossible, really, because there's no DNS, so it's quite hard to catch back up. So yeah, it'd be nice to get a bit of a points advantage here if he's not racing, but I'd prefer to do it with him racing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just final question. You will be driving in the F1 League, which our division starts on the 17th of July. Just like as a comparison from this league and the F1 League, what's the difference for you? Do you enjoy GT more? Do you enjoy F1 more? Or are you looking forward to the new season?
I'm not sure if I'm in FTRL yet. It depends if I'm not sure what days you guys are racing.
Okay.
But I race in another league on F1, and yeah, I enjoy them both equally with different challenges. I think I prefer, it's a breath of fresh air on GT, really. I don't know, I prefer handling at cars. I think I'm definitely more competitive on GT. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I've got the new F1 game and looking forward to it. So yeah, can't wait to get going, really.
Well, I hope you enjoy this race as much as you did the last one, and I'll speak to you soon, man. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
There was your race winner following that. We still have a bit of time of practice left to go before we actually go into the race. So I'll invite a couple more people, see if they'll join. I have invited Swablu and Donzo. Whether or not they join is a different question. But according to a couple of drivers, this track is not good for tyre degradation whatsoever. So, oh, never mind. The interviews will have to wait. 5 seconds left of... Oh, little bit of a wobble there. So there is your grid. Junkie Sport will start on the front row with Swablu, Donzo, Aaron, Michael, Blue Flag, Lee Cole, Pagani, and then Flying Throne. So here we go. See what kind of a start these boys get. And we are lights out in the Dragon Trail Raceway. Junkie Sport gets an okay start. He remains in first place. He gets 4/10. He gets a really good start, actually. Bit of an understatement from me there. Aaron holds on to third. Donzo in fourth. That's a beautiful shot of the cars there. Junkie Sport holding on. Blue Flag up to fifth. Frome has gone up. Pagani is in dead last at the moment. Junkie Sport really holding on to this first place now. Aaron's looking to challenge it. Lee Cole's up there. He's having a really good session tonight. He's really starting to feel the car on GT and he's really going for it. Junkie Sport is defending against two cars. He's trying to hold on to this first place as much as he can. Swablu gets first. He mounts the curb to get that overtake. Junkie Sport, is he going to try and hold on to it? Up the inside of a... It's quite a good defensive move from Junkie. They touch a little bit. Aaron's just lurking behind. Into the chicane. They trusted... All three of them trusted each other there. And they still are. Brilliant driving from all three, sorry. A 10th between them. Oh, Shiny gets stuck on the curb. But he gets a much better exit. Junkie saves that from sliding out. And that is one lap done. So Aaron leading into this. He's trying to get ahead of Junkie Sport. Junkie Sport's kind of holding the inside line. Junkie Sport goes up the inside. It's a bit of a dive bomb. He's doing his best to just try and keep up with Shiny Swablu at the moment. Blue flag's up there. He's got a 4.7 second penalty. Lee Cole in 5th. Donzo up to 6th. Frome and Pagani battling for 7th and 8th. We was kind of robbed of this battle. Bear with me. So Shiny Swablu still leading by 1.4 seconds. Aaron has gone up to seconds in the midst of all that. Sorry about the break I just had to take. Blue flag up to 3rd. Junkie Sport 4th. He's still maintaining that gap. Pagani's 5th. Frome down in 7th. We've got Donzo off on the grass into the barrier. He's losing a lot of time to Michael C. Lee Cole up in 6th. He's looking at Pagani as much as he can. Junkie Sport in 4th, really holding on to that position really well, it's got to be said. Aaron up in 2nd, he'll be hunting for the race lead. He does mount the curb and lose a lot of time. Swablu really leading this race, 2.1 seconds now. He's doing really well. Blue flag mounts the curb, he's so close to hitting the barrier, he's all over. The two good friends outside of the cars. So I'm going to look for the inside overtake. He does. Can Aaron get a switch back? He's got a better run. Swablu is looking really racy. 2 seconds ahead. Blue flag just a 10th ahead of Aaron now. He's doing his best to try and hold on to this gap and just push on towards Swablu. Swablu's losing a lot of time despite the two battling. It's 1.8 seconds ahead. Pagani's also gaining a lot of time. Lee Cole trying his best. Junkie Sport, Frome. Junkie Sport's kind of fallen down quite a bit at the moment. Frome, there's Junkie. Michael C 8th. Donzo, really unfortunate event for him. He's 10 seconds behind the rest of the pack following his off track. Oh, and there goes Swablu, he crashes. That's a horrible incident. He literally slid off the curb. So that lets Blue flag, Aaron and Pagani all go to 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Swablu is 4th and Lee Cole is gaining very heavily. And Frome up into 5th, maybe 4th. He's looking for it. He's up into 4th. It's a really good double overtake there. Blue flag is 1st, who did actually get past Aaron in the midst of all that. Pagani's also hunting there. So overall, Kamikaze Racing having a really good session tonight. Looking at about 2nd and 4th in the previous race, and if it stays like this, a first and a third, we'll see them extend their gap in the constructors title quite heavily. Lee Cole gets back ahead of Frome. Swablu's battling with Frome as well. And there we go, Lee Cole. Just really trying to just hold off these now. Lee Cole just trying to hold on to it around the outside, and he goes onto the grass, he slides and he hits into Swablu. He doesn't lose it as bad though. But Swablu is into 5th and he does it again. He's so close, and Lee loses it. Hits the curb. Junkie Sport gain a position. It's that curb. Oof, when Donzo nearly went into him. Donzo's also gained a position following all that. And now Frome's lost it as well. Wow. Swablu is kind of left. He's let people regain the position. I think something happened with Frome, so it's quite a sportsmanlike decision. Michael C's capitalised on it and gone up to 4th place. 2 battling, Aaron and Blue Flag up front at the moment. They're doing really well. But Pagani is trying his best. 5 seconds now between Blue Flag and Aaron. Aaron is 7/10 ahead, but the gap between Pagani and Aaron is 4.5 seconds. Pagani in quite a big difference of gap between the gentlemen now. Marcus C 4th, Frome 5th, 6th. Shiny Swablu still. Junkie Sport down in 8th. I think he had an incident as well. So this gap is not improving or decreasing from Blue Flag and Aaron. The gap is maintaining the same amount of differential as we continue on in this race. 20 minutes left of this race now. They are doing their best. Frome 5th, really on the back of Michael C now, is doing his best to try and get this overtake done around the outside, going up into the inside for the corner. Michael C is holding on to it, going around the outside, and he holds on to it really well. It's a brilliant defensive move. Going into the chicane, they've got to be so careful they don't lose it. And Michael C, they touch. It's a horrible incident. Wow. It's a horrible incident between the two. You can see it happening a mile off. And Frome is just being battered. There's a lot of incident. Oh, and Aaron's lost it. Oh, he spins. It's got to be said, it's a fantastic 360. That was amazing, I have to say. He somehow regained traction and he's just continued on. So Aaron has lost a bit of time from himself and Simon, but I think the best stunt of the night goes to Aaron with a 360 pirouette on the gravel back onto the track. Whoa, Pagani does so well to not hit the... Oh, and everyone's just sliding. You can see pit stops coming soon. Oh, and Aaron's lost it. And that is third place gone for him. That he's really struggling on his tyres. I think he will pit soon. Blue flag doing his best. Swablu and Throne battling again. Oh, and they're going to collide again, and Throne smashes into the wall for not even the second time tonight. Wow. And he's losing a lot of time, and Michael C is going to get past him, I think. Dive bomb from Michael C coming up. He does. Swablu pits. So does Aaron.